Alright, so solving polynomial inequalities. First, your inequality needs to be in this format. Notice that I have 0 on one side and my polynomial is in factored form. So if your polynomial does not look like this, then move everything to one side. So you have 0 on one side and then work at factoring the polynomial however necessary. So my polynomial is already set up, I'm ready to go. So now I'm just going to take each of the factors, set it equal to 0, and this is what I'm going to use to set up my number line. So I have x minus 3 equals 0, x plus 2 equals 0, and x plus 5 equals 0. And so I have x is equal to 3, x is equal to negative 2, and x is equal to negative 5. These values are ones that actually make your inequality equal to 0. So if your inequality has the equal to bar, these values will be included. Since this inequality does not include the equal to bar, then these values will not be included in my final answer. So wherever I have these numbers, I will have parentheses to indicate they are not included. Another thing, this inequality symbol says greater than 0. Greater than 0 means that it would be positive. So I'm looking for positive values and not equal to these numbers. So I'm going to use these zeros, these x-intercepts, to set up a number line. I have negative 5, negative 2, and 3. And I need to check a value on either side of each of these zeros. So something less than negative 5, I'm going to pick negative 6. Something in between negative 5 and negative 2, let's say negative 3. Something in between negative 2 and 3, I'm going to say 0. And something greater than 3, how about 4? So these are my test values. And so now I'm going to plug my test values back in and see if I get something positive or something negative. If I get something positive, then I know I want that interval. If I get something negative, I know that piece is not included in my solution. So I'm going to take negative 6, my first test value. So I'll have negative 6 minus 3 times negative 6 plus 2 times negative 6 plus 5. So negative 6 minus 3 is negative. This is negative. This is negative. A negative times a negative is a positive times a negative gives me a negative. We're looking for positive values though, so I know everything less than negative 5 is not included in my solution. Now I'll do negative 3. So negative 3 minus 3, negative 3 plus 2, negative 3 plus 5. Negative 3 minus 3 is negative, negative 3 plus 2 is negative, negative 3 plus 5 is positive. So a negative times a negative is a positive times a positive gives me a positive. This problem I am looking for positive values, so I know everything in between negative 5 and negative 2 is part of my solution. And I'll pick my next test value is 0. So 0 minus 3, you can't see that, 0 plus 2, and 0 plus 5. So I have a negative, a positive, and a positive. A negative times a positive is a negative, times a positive is still a negative. We're looking for positive values, so I know everything in between negative 2 and 3 is not part of my solution. And last I'll pick my test value 4, plug that in. So 4 minus 3, 4 plus 2, 4 plus 5. This is positive, positive, and positive, which gives me a positive, which is what I am looking for. So I know everything greater than 3 will be part of my solution. So now actually writing my solution, remember here I don't have the equality bar, so none of my zeros will actually be part of my solution. So from negative 5 to negative 2, I have negative 5, negative 2, both in parentheses, union, not negative 2 to 3, but greater than 3. So 3 to infinity. There we go. There's my solution.